What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Tonight, we're going to talk about the newest top 100 Major League Baseball draft prospects for 2022. Let's get into it. Hey, what is going on, baseball fans? Hello. Around 40 people in the chat. What's going on, everyone? How are we doing? Hello. E-Rock TV, one of our members is here. What's going on, man? Lionheart70. Aurora is here. Hello. CW Moss, Hope Geiger, Nicholas, what's going on? How are we doing, everyone? We got a bit of a change of pace again for the second straight night. You know, we were trying to keep up with whatever rumors there were during this lonely and cold lockout. And then last night we talked about the past how many World Series. Since 2000, we ranked all of the World Series on Tier Maker. If you didn't catch that last night, go watch it. What are you doing? Or you can stick around here and watch some coverage on some draft prospects. I mean, we're very far away from the MLB draft, but it never hurts to just get a bit of a look at maybe a glimpse of the future in Major League Baseball. There are some pretty good-looking prospects in this draft. I've been watching some video here, and oh my, some of these guys are looking pretty good. They got the newest top 100 list. We're just going to go through it. We're just going to go through all of it. And I'll take a look at more of an in-depth look at some of these guys near the top. So pretty excited to talk about that tonight. Again, hopefully you're all doing well. Hope you all had a good day today. But if anyone is new, think about hitting that subscribe button for me. We're trying to get to 20K by opening day. If you can, hit that like button for me, everyone. That's going to get this stream out there to more baseball fans. The algorithm likes that like button. Hit the bell notification so you get notified of all my future streams and any uploads I will be doing. And share the stream, share the channel if you can. Everyone, let's just dive into it here. So we got some prospects to talk about. We got both high school prospects, college prospects. I'm going to be using MLB Pipeline. They did just reveal their top 100 list. I'm also going to be using Baseball America a little bit. So hey, Baseball America, I like MLB Pipeline's presentation of the draft prospects. I tend to lean more towards Baseball America when it comes to the analysis. I don't think MLB Pipeline is bad when it comes to the analysis. I just feel like Baseball America, those guys are really focused on the scouting. They're really focused on just all the in-depth high school scouting and everything like that. Well, you know, Major League Baseball, hey, they got a company to run. They got a whole bunch of different things they're talking about. Well, Baseball America, they focus more on that kind of stuff. So let's get to it here. I'm just going to dive right in. I'm going to start off with a bit of a fun one. I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name, a wackadoodle name, but when I show you what this guy is all about at number 100, you're going to be thinking, what the heck? But let's get the music started. Let's get this show on the road. Here we go. Alrighty, so sharing the screen. All right, so at number 100, we got Jarangelo Sigente. I don't even know what the... I don't even know. I'm not even going to try. I can't even pronounce names to begin with, but this is a really interesting one. He's out of Carousel. He throws with both arms. We got another guy that can throw both left-handed and right-handed. That is extremely interesting. He's got a good fastball at 55. The other stuff, not really doing too much. Well, he does actually have a 55 slider, so that's something to keep an eye out for. Curveball could be better. Control, hey, pretty good. Let's just take a read on him. A little undersized at 5'11". He's got good pure stuff from the right side, throws a fastball right-handed in the 92 to 96 mile an hour range with the sharp slider. Left-handed, throws under 90 miles per hour. But the fact that you got another guy like this, you know, we had Pat Venditti, where that was like the one guy everyone was intrigued with him. But this is one, I'm telling you, look out for him. Look out for him. We got another switch pitcher on our hands. And but also, hey, actually, did that? I think it's saying for his hitting too. He's also a switch hitter. Says here doesn't have a changeup to speak of, though being actually able to switch pitch might negate the need for the pitch. So could we maybe see a very successful switch pitcher down the road? It does say here, okay, here's what they're talking about with the bat. So he has shown improvement with both his left-handed and right-handed swings over the summer, finishing off with a strong showing at the Perfect Games World Wood Bat Association. So I would say this is actually one of the more interesting prospects to keep an eye out for. So very intrigued to see what he can do. Austin Charles coming out of Stockdale, California. He's a shortstop and a righty, so two-way player here. You're going to see a lot more of these two-way players in the future, I'm telling you. So as of right now, it seems like with him, you know, obviously he's going to have a good arm. So obviously, you know, considering he is a pitcher as well, 55's fastball, so that's always very nice. So the one thing with these two-way players is, you know, are they going to end up being a two-way player when they get to the major leagues? Are they going to stay more, you know, they're going to focus on the hitting and playing a position, or are they going to focus on pitching? So it seems as of right now, also, it's also nice when you can see they're a good role model. They have a good head on their shoulders. That's always nice. So as an infielder, Charles does not look like the typical shortstop, 6'5", but he shows good athleticism, so that's always nice. Some scouts think that the plus arm belongs on the mound full time. He's up to 93 miles per hour right now at the fastball, more in the tank. So we'll have to wait and see. Two-way player, Austin Charles. Keep an eye out for him out of California. Brandon Sproat out of Florida, a Gator here, coming in at number 98. So this is with the college players, more development at this point. You're going to have a good idea. You're more of a gauge of where they're at. Where they're obviously closer to being major league ready than a high school player. But 60 fastball, a 55 slider, sounds more like a bullpen guy as of right now. Does have a 45 curve and a 50 changeup. The control's not very good. This just screams bullpen guy to me. So the fact that he's been walking 5.9 per 9 with the Gators, and that's out of the bullpen. So, but maybe the big fastball, a team will be enamored with him. Adonis Guzman out of Connecticut, a catcher coming in at number 97. Not really too much going on with the bat, but a big arm, 70 arm, and good defense. So maybe this is a guy where get that bat going a little bit. Maybe we might have something on our hands here. Don't forget here, we got a season coming up soon, and we got summer ahead of that as well. So be on the lookout where some of these guys, some of these guys end up going to college, they can improve their stock even more. But as of right now, does it say he is committed to Boston College? So, but yeah. We still got a high school season to play. So who knows? Maybe he'll show some improvements there. Cooper Herzerpie? Herzerpie? I think I'm saying that right. But he's out of OSU. Good college there, Oregon State. Kind of a whatever fastball, low 90s, 55 curveball. That's nice. So kind of, from the left side, I would say that's probably where you're going to get he's probably, in my opinion, before reading any of this, it sounds like he's maybe got some deception in his delivery to where he's considered a top 100 prospect. Doesn't light up the radar guns. He does have a full repertoire. That is very nice. Fastball, curve, changeup. So, yes, ton of deception, huge competitive streak. So, hey, teams really love that. You may not have the best stuff out there, but you just go out there and you compete. You have a good baseball IQ. So, hey, maybe this is a guy that can keep on developing. Moving on, Drew Thorpe out of Cal Poly. So Drew Thorpe, as of right now, 55 fastball, 45 slider. Ooh, I like me a changeup. And man, oh man, I can't wait to get to one of the top pitching prospects because that guy, I'm not going to talk about him right now, but he's got a changeup too, and it looks really good. But I love me a changeup. Drew Thorpe. Hey, 60 changeup, that's a plus changeup right there. With a 55 fastball, that's a pretty good combination right now. Sounds like, probably needs to add more of a third pitch to really be considered like a top pitching prospect at this point. So at number 95, not really too much going on here, but keep an eye out for him. So Owen Murphy, number 94, 55 fastball, 55 slider. That's already a good combo. 50 curveball, whatever, 50 changeup. I like that he has 4 pitches that are at least a 50. So he's got a good repertoire as of right now. So Owen Murphy out of high school, and that's already a good thing as well. Maybe this guy could jump up on this list. Because he's already got 4 pitches that he's playing with, and he's got a 55 fastball. So I would look out for someone like an Owen Murphy, where he's already got 4 pitches. So it says here he has an advanced feel for multiple pitches and a strong competitive makeup. He is committed to Notre Dame, and he's got a repeatable delivery. So that's one thing. I'm kind of wondering, why is he ranked so low? It sounds like maybe he should be a little higher on this list. At number 94, he seems a little low if you ask me. So, I don't know. Jace Grady, what is going on? Number 93, 55 hit tool. He's good. Got good athleticism at a 55 run, 55 field. So this could be a guy, maybe he goes to college and he really shows a lot of improvement. He's got good contact already. That's what I like to see, especially from a younger player. He's already in college. I take that back. I apologize. But where he can keep maybe showing improvements. He's only 20, so maybe he stays another year, or maybe he enters the draft. We'll have to wait and see. But I love me a player that has a good hit tool already, because you can always add strength. You can always add strength if you need to, especially with these teams these days. They can always not rework your swing, but improve it a little bit, where they can get a little more launch angle on the swings. So Jace Grady, that could be an intriguing one. And he's a switch hitter. He's a switch hitter as well. So Nazir Mule, two-way player out of New Jersey at only 17 years old. Not really too much going on with the hit tool, 40. From what I'm seeing right now, looking like we're going to have ourselves probably a pitcher here. He's got a 70 fastball. I'm sorry, but if you got a 70 fastball, that's probably what you're going to end up doing. You're probably going to be pitching. And he's got a 55 slider, 50 changeup. Control needs to get better. Only 45. Big fastball, so keep an eye out for him. He is a two-way player right now. So Anthony Hall out of Oregon, outfielder, number 91. A lot of power here. 55 power, only a 45 hit tool. Doesn't seem like there's too much going on, but you got to like the power potential. Is he a left-handed bat? Yeah, yes, he's a left-handed bat. So you always got to like those left-handed bats that have some power. So keep an eye out for Anthony Hall. Sterling Thompson, what's going on? How are we doing? 55 hit. That's what I was just saying a second ago. I like these guys that have good hit tools. The power can also come along. 45 run, not very athletic there. He is a third baseman, but the fielding, I'm not liking the fielding very much. So Sterling Thompson, we're gonna have to pick it up on the fielding. But yeah, I'll have to wait and see. Moving on here, he is at Florida right now. Adam Mazur out of Iowa. 55 fastball, 50 curveball, 55 slider, 50 changeup. Hey, that's a pretty good repertoire if you ask me. The only thing that's holding this guy back is the control. So he's got to get those walks down out of Iowa. But that's a pretty good repertoire to work off of right now. But he's topping out at 97 miles an hour. So that's pretty good if you ask me. Got some good sink on the two-seamer. So, yeah. That's not a bad-looking prospect, if you ask me. Eric Brown, Coastal Carolina shortstop, 55 field, so that's always nice when you get a good field tool at short. Whenever you see these guys, maybe if they only have like a 50 field or even a 45 field, they could end up maybe moving over to second base. So sounds like he could probably stick at shortstop for the long haul. He's got a good arm as well. So the one thing with these guys is, a shortstop who has good athleticism, you probably got a bit of a higher ceiling there. So Eric Brown, this could be a name to keep an eye out for. He's an offensive catalyst, tremendous hand-eye coordination that allows him to barrel balls regularly, even though there's a lot going on in his right-handed stroke. So, that's always nice to see. Good hand-eye coordination, gets a lot of barrels, so he's got sneaky pop as well. I feel like this is a kind of a guy where he could be, a sneaky player down the road. So, moving on, number 87, we got R.J. Austin out of the Pace Academy in Georgia. 50 hit, 40 power, 60 run. Very good athleticism there. 60 arm, 50 in the field, 45 overall. So that is someone 17 years old. You got to love the athleticism. Got to love that. Only a 50 hit. You would like that to be a little better. Austin is most effective when he focuses on making contact and hitting for line drives. The power is not really there right now. So maybe that could be someone we see down the road. Derek Diamond, right-hander out of Mississippi. Taking a look here, 55 fastball, 55 slider, a 50 changeup. Again, that control. I always like it when these guys have more control. I'd rather you almost have, I'd rather even you have a little bit less velocity almost, but you already have that control tool. Where velocity, you can add velocity over time. These teams have, programs where you can build that velocity up. So, but yeah, Derek Diamond definitely works that he has a 55 fastball already, so good velocity. But looks like he probably needs another pitch. He's got the fastball slider. He's got a changeup, maybe a curveball in there. So, but the velocity definitely helps. Justin Campbell out of Oklahoma State, number 85. We got a lot going on here. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup, all of them at least a 50. Not the most velocity, but the fact that he has a good curveball and good control. This is kind of a guy. I like this guy. He's got a 6'7", 221-pound frame. Hey, it's not bad if you ask me. I think this is a guy that has a ton of potential. He's got a huge frame already. Justin Campbell. Already 4 pitches. Justin Campbell, this is a prospect I like. Jonathan Cannon out of Georgia. Taking a look, 55 fastball, 50 slider, 55 changeup, 55 control. Not bad if you ask me. So, sounds like maybe you could add a 4th pitch possibly if you want to have that 4-pitch mix. Oh man, I might have to plug in my laptop or my iPad here. 1 second, everyone. Can't have the iPad dying on me. What's going on, everyone? Who do we got here in the chat? 51 people. Appreciate you all coming out. Margaret Bosenbark, what's going on? Riding for Beers 88, what's going on? How are we doing? Bless Brian, hello. Zachary Goldstein, what's going on? Chris, hello. You're saying most pitchers are wanted to be tall so they can have a delivery that is closer to the plate, bigger frame. Yeah, the bigger you are, I mean, the taller you are, the better projection you're going to have. You got more of that. The taller you are, the more of that downward angle towards the plate. So that's always nice. There we go. iPad's good to go. Nicholas, what's going on? Raptor Jesus, hello. Colt Ruge, what's going on? How are we doing? Zachary, it's crazy how there are some guys the same age as me. I'm 17 and I don't know my future, but these guys have a future for professional baseball. It's crazy, right? I remember when I was that young and I was thinking, man, you know, I would love to play some baseball. I ended up not working out for me. I was definitely not baseball player material. I guess I was okay in high school. I wasn't great, but yeah. So it's very interesting seeing like how young these guys are. That's the one thing about baseball. These guys are just getting so good at such a young age. It's scary. Moving on here. Drew Gilbert, outfielder out of Tennessee. Doesn't really seem like there's a lot going on here. 50 hit, 45 power, 55 run. So definitely an athletic guy, but he is from on the left side of the plate. 5'9". I do like the fielding. So if a team that drafts him ends up, you know, being able to improve the bat a little bit, then you might have something here. So I'll have to wait and see. Mason Neville out of Nevada. Is he in college? No, he's out of high school. So 45 hit, 55 power out of high school already. That's very nice if you ask me. 6'3". Definitely got a good frame. 60 runs, 60 arm, 55 field. Sounds like you got something to work with here. But yeah, he's out of Las Vegas. So you got, you know, a lot of these players coming out of Las Vegas, man. So, but the one thing with Neville, Arkansas recruit, will be able to play center field for a long time. As a former pitcher, has a plus arm. Taking a look at the bat. So the athleticism is the big thing with him. Left-handed center fielder, reminds some of a younger Cody Bellinger. Easily a plus runner who should be able to steal a base. So, hey, the fact that he's getting some comps to Cody Bellinger right now, that's not too bad if you ask me. Adam Meyer out of Oregon, right-hander, 50 fastball, good slider, good changeup. So it looks like you got something here. Sean, just subscribe. What's going on, Sean? How you doing, man? Here we go. Adam Meyer. So when I'm looking at this, I mean, honestly, the fact that you got a really good off-speed pitch like this and a slider, that sounds like you got something to work with. Another pitch added to that repertoire definitely could be a future stud in a minor league system. But he's out of Oregon, so have to wait and see how that goes. Luke Gold, second baseman out of Boston College, 55 hit, 50 power. You know, for a second baseman, not very athletic. The 45 run, not liking that very much. 45 field, so not liking this. Seems like a bigger guy for a second baseman. So maybe get the athleticism going a little bit, and you could have something. He's got a 55 hit. He's just gonna have to improve in the athleticism department. So we're into the 70s. Jaden Newt out of Sierra Canyon, California. Big fastball at 55. Good slider at 55, but the changeup and the curveball are lacking. Hey, just sounds like he needs a little bit more polish. He is 6'4" and 235 pounds at 18 years old. What a frame this guy has. Man, good grief. Get some polish on this guy, and he can end up being a good prospect. Josh Kasevich, shortstop out of Oregon. Like the 55 field. That's nice to see. Got a good arm. You'd like to see the run be a little better for a shortstop. Hey, the more range you got, the better you're going to be. Good, you know, all right hit tool at 50. So it's a shortstop to keep an eye out for. Sean McLean out of Arizona State, second baseman. Hey, every time I think of a second baseman out of Arizona State, I'm thinking of Dustin Pedroia. 50 hit, 45 power, good athleticism there, 55 run. Fine with the arm, second base, that's all right. You'd like to see a little better in the field if you can, but sounds like Sean McLean, man, might just get that. You know, wish he had a bit more of a hit tool. So, but McLean Has a solid all-around tool set without one really jumping off the page. Quick twitch athlete who is a tick above average runner. He makes hard contact from the right side. Hey, extra base, solid extra base authority, good instincts on the bases. That's what I like to see. I always like when I read instincts. That's always nice. So, hey, kind of maybe sounds like a bit like a Dustin Pedroia a little bit. I feel like Pedroia had a better hit tool coming out of college. Yeah, Sean McLean could be a solid player. Ike Irish, what a name. What a name. Catcher out of Orchard Lake, St. Mary's in Michigan. Good field, 55. Good arm. Hey, so you got a good combination here for a catcher. 50 hit, 50 power. You know, the thing with catchers, they're a dime a dozen. So gonna have to wait and see. Maybe you could develop into something, but he does have a good defensive mindset already at the young age of 18, and he's a left-handed bat. I just also really like this guy's name, Ike Irish. What a great name. What an awesome name. Irish is more of a contact-oriented line drive approach at this point, works from gap to gap. Taking a look here, Irish is more advanced than most prep receivers, a byproduct of having to handle Porter's high-octane stuff on a regular basis. Moves well for a catcher, blocks and frames pitches well. That's what I like to see out of catchers. The fact that they have this stuff down already at a young age, I like to see that. So, Ike Irish, man, that could be someone to keep an eye out for. Zach Neto out of Campbell, shortstop, 55 arm. Just looks like a solid all-around prospect. 55 hit, 50 power, 50 run, 55 arm, 50 field. Not too shabby if you ask me. So taking a look here, Neto has an unconventional setup with a huge leg kick. That scares me a little bit. That includes a pause and an uphill right-handed swing. But he has the exceptional hand-eye coordination to make it work. He looks to drive balls in the air to his pull side, yet makes consistent contact despite his approach. He has at least solid bat speed, constantly gets into good position. So that's one thing, you know, could maybe teams who draft him get rid of that huge leg kick? Do we got any video on him? Any video here? I need to see what this leg kick looks like. Andrew, we got a member. We got a new member, Andrew. What's going on, my friend? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you joining, my friend. Go on to the community tab on my channel. You'll see a link for the Discord. Thank you, Andrew, for becoming a member of the channel. Thank you, thank you. Let's see what this huge leg kick is. Oh! Oh, do we see this leg kick here? Oh, you don't really see that very often. Oh my. Wow, look at the quick hands though. Oh my goodness. Raptor Jesus, yeah. I gotta go put that new link for the Discord. Yeah, Andrew, I'll put that link here in a little bit. Be on the lookout for that. Make sure you go check the community tab in a little bit. But looking at this leg kick, oh my goodness. I've never seen a leg kick like this. Wow, that's pretty cool, honestly. I wonder how teams will feel about this. The fact that he just like brings it back. Wow, that's a lot of torque. He's just unloading. He's got quick hands. Look at this in the game. Wow, you don't really see a big leg kick like, I mean, you've seen leg kicks, but not like this. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, Colt Ruge. Yes, I did figure out the link. I didn't realize that because I was like wondering, why does this link to the Discord expire? I figured out how to make it not expire. So again, I'll post that new link here in a little bit. But Zach Neto, this is an interesting guy. Interesting guy. I really like it. Overall, good player. So hopefully when it comes to major league hitting, will he be able to keep that same approach mechanically? So keep an eye out for that. Dalton Rushing, got another catcher here out of Louisville. We just had a college catcher get drafted #1 overall, Henry Davis. So we get another college catcher here, 50 hit, 55 power. No athleticism at all, 20 run, 55 arm, 45 field. I wonder if he ends up staying at catcher. I mean, but I don't know. Not really a lot of places he can go when you only got a 20 run. I mean, maybe you could be a first baseman. I don't know though. I mean, that's not a lot of flexibility there. Rushing needs more experience and agility as a catcher, though area scouts believe he can become at least an adequate receiver and possibly better than Davis in that regard. Wow. He has solid arm strength, makes accurate throws even from his knees. With his lack of quickness, first base is his only other feasible defensive option. I just mentioned that. So Dalton rushing, I mean, he's got a good bat, 50 hit, 55 power. So from the left side, I always like power from the left side. So Ryan Ritter, shortstop out of Kentucky. Gotta love that field. Gotta love that arm. Gotta love that run. The bat, though. That bat. So this sounds like he's one of the better defensive players in this draft coming up. But a 45 hit, 40 power. Ryan Ritter, you got to do something with that bat. Got to do something with that bat. But he did make adjustments at the end of his stint on the Cape, where he rallied to finish at 330 with a 431 on base, 429 slugging. So built along the lines of Marcus Semien, he has some strength that could produce at least 15 homer power. So it sounds like, the glove, the fielding that's already there, he's got to get that bat going. So Clark Elliott, outfielder out of Michigan. 55 hit, 45 power. Good athleticism, though. Good arm, good in the field. This sounds like a pretty solid player based off of the scouting report. Because to me, I'm not really worried about a guy who has a 55 hit, 45 power. Because again, you can always hit the weight room. You could always get a little more launch angle on that swing with some practice. With some fine tuning from those major league, minor league coaches. So sounds here there aren't many quibbles with the rest of Elliott's game. Draws praise for his makeup as well. Man, oh man. I cannot talk. Little debate about Elliott's ability to work counts, make line drive contact from the left side of the plate, but there's a split opinion on how many home runs he'll provide. His biggest believers think he'll grow into average power, see some parallels between him and Michael Brantley. That's always pretty nice. Others point to his 405 slugging in his first 2 years at Michigan, low exit velocities with wood bats, below average pop. So that is something to keep an eye out for. It does have some swing and miss on the fastball. So, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Could be go either way. You get into the right system, and maybe you have something with someone like Clark Elliott. Victor Medeiros, right-hander out of Oklahoma State. Big fastball, 60 fastball. Curveball at 50, 55 slider, 55 changeup. Man, what a good repertoire he has, but only a 45 control. This is a guy, if they can get the control in line, you got someone here, because look at this repertoire. This is pretty solid. I mean, good grief. So, Victor Medeiros, look out for him. Here we go. Gavin Killen out of Milton in Wisconsin. Left-handed bat. 55 hit, gotta love that. Not a lot of power though. Even though, like I always say, you can improve the power, I would like it to be at least a 45. When I'm seeing it pretty low at 40, you got a bit of a ways to go there. But I do like everything. It's a balanced game minus the power. So hey, he's a good contact hitter from the left side of the plate, shortstop. Yeah. What else they got to say about him? He's one of the better contact hitters among the 2022 high school players. Didn't strike out a single time at the area code games last August. Good hand-eye coordination. That's always nice. Feel for the barrel. Quick bat from the left side. Hey, look out for this one. Here we go. We're into the 60s. Jacob Reimer, third baseman out of California. 55 hit, 55 power. That's a good combination right there. Definitely needs more. Well, I mean, if you're a third baseman, you don't really need a lot of run. We'd like a bit of a better arm. Defense is fine. I do like that hit tool from Jacob Reimer. So, moving on. Brady Neal. We got another catcher out of the IMG Academy in Florida. IMG Academy, man, that's like a baseball factory. They just produce players, man. 50 hit, 45 power. But with a catcher, you're really focusing on the arm and the field. 55 and 55 there for Brady Neal. He's a young backstop with the ability to do a lot of things well on both sides of the ball. He has a nice left-handed stroke, advanced approach at the plate. So, hey, for a young catcher, it sounds like he's already got a pretty good base to work off of. So, look out for Brady Neal. Michael Kennedy, left-hander out of Troy. I feel like I haven't talked about many left-handed pitchers very much, but wow, look at this repertoire. Wow, look at this. He's only 17 years old, but he's got a 55 fastball, 55 slider, 50 changeup, 55 control. Probably the thing that's holding him back. He's 6'1". You would like these guys to be a little taller, but he's got a good mix. Good athlete, has confidence on the mound, holds runners well, so that's always nice. I remember that was one thing I struggled with when I pitched in high school. I always struggled with, keeping an eye on runners. I can barely focus enough as it is. When I'm trying to focus on what's going on at the plate, trying to focus on the runner on the base, it's a little harder than you might think. But sounds like a pretty good prospect if you ask me. I mean, I like this repertoire here. I like the control at 55. So why is he so low? Why isn't he higher here? He's got a 55 fastball, but they're saying here he doesn't light up radar guns. But it has good... Okay, so he has good life on it. So he does hide the ball well. So that's pretty nice. So Michael Kennedy, keep a lookout for him. Carson Pomquist, left-hander out of Miami. There's another good, solid repertoire here besides his changeup, 45, but he's got a 55 fastball, 60 slider, 55 control. So left-hander moving into the Hurricanes rotation in 2022 has many scouts excited. He has a loose arm, a funky lower slot delivery. I always like those guys that have a bit of a different angle. Pomquist has a sneaky fastball, tops out at 96, sits in the lower 90s. But yeah, we're just gonna have to get that changeup going. He's got the fastball slider. I wonder, he's got a bit of a funky delivery. Wonder if he ends up being more of a bullpen kind of a guy. But especially with a wipeout slider like this. So if he wants to be a starter, we're going to have to get more pitches added to that arsenal. Here we go. Jace Jung, third baseman out of Texas. 45 hit, but he's got big power from the right side. We got a 60 arm, so that's always very nice at third base. But good power guy here. So, says here he's a physical right-handed hitter, can crush balls thanks to the bat speed, strength, and grip it and rip it mentality. I love a grip it, rip it, man. He'd still do a lot of damage, make better contact if he resumed the more disciplined approach he had previously, let his power come naturally. So, sounds like getting to the right system, probably, hey, the team, whatever team he ends up with, hey, maybe you have something with a Jace Jung. Marcus Johnson out of Duke, right-hander, 6'6". I love that. 55 fastball, 60 slider, 50 changeup, fine control. Hey, Marcus Johnson, man. I mean, he's got a good frame at 6'6". He's gained about 5 miles per hour on his fastball since beginning to fill out his lanky 6'6" frame in college. Sits at 92, 95, hits 97. Yeah, man, 6'6". I mean, you got a lot of room to grow, man. Look out for Marcus Johnson out of Duke. Jett Williams. What a great name. Jett Williams. Colt, what's going on, man? How we doing? What's going on? CW Moss, man. This is a kid's show, CW Moss. It's a kid's show. 55 hit, 45 power for Jett Williams, but you gotta love the run. 60, fine arm, the field 50, but I like the athleticism. I like an athletic shortstop. That's always nice. 55 hit in the 60 run. Feel pretty good about that. Jett Williams is committed to Mississippi State. So, hey, some of these guys, I mean, while they are on this list, they could end up just going to college. So that's always a possibility. But Jett Williams, I do like that combo of the hit and the run. Gavin Guigeri out of Barb. Is that how you say it? Alrighty. Taking a look at him. Another shortstop here. Good run, good arm, and he's good in the field. I like that. It sounds like a pretty good shortstop if you ask me. It sounds like a pretty good prospect if you ask me. 50 hit, 50 power. Pretty balanced player here with a good field. I like that. So he has an efficient right-handed stroke, plenty of bat speed, displays already average raw power in batting practice, could hit 20 or more homers per season once he adds at least 20 pounds to his lean 6'2" frame. That is something to keep in mind. I mean, looking at the picture here, I think I'm blocking the picture. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. But he's definitely a lankier guy. But that's the one thing with these young players, man. Man, oh man, can you just have a sandwich? Have some whole milk. Have a protein shake. Have some ice cream. Get some Get some muscle onto that frame, man. Get some calories in you. Man, oh man. But Gavin Guigeri sounds like could be solid. I mean, honestly, I feel like all these guys could be pretty solid. If you're in the top 100, I think all these guys have a chance to be something. Chase Shores out of Texas. Whoa, this guy is 6'8", 240. Man, oh man, 6'8". Good grief. He's got a 60 fastball, 50 curveball, 55 slider, 50 changeup, 50 control. Why the heck is this guy only 61? Good grief. This guy has a lot going on here in this scouting report. Man, working in the mid-80s as a sophomore, Shore now sits at 92 to 94 with his heater. Delivers from a low slot that creates plenty of arm-side run and carry up in the strike zone. So I wonder if maybe that's holding him back a little bit. But second best offering, low 80s slider with the depth. Also throws mid-70s curveball. He's athletic for his size, but he's still learning how to keep his long limbs in sync. So that's one thing. Sure, you could be very tall. 6'8" is massive. But the longer you are, it's the more you got going on. So you got to try and, keep that all together. Let's take a look at some of the video here. Hopefully I don't get a freaking copyright. But, man, 6'8" for this guy. Good grief. Oh! What's going on? I'm hearing a member. Sean has become a member. Sean, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Be on the lookout tonight. I'm going to have a link for the Discord where you can talk some baseball throughout the day. And that's also for Andrew as well. Wow, we got 2 new members tonight. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for coming out tonight. Let's take a look at Chase Shores here. Chase Shores. This dude's 6'8". Holy cow. It is a bit of an awkward delivery, a little bit, when you're looking at the windup. It looks a little awkward when I'm looking at it. It's not the smoothest. It looks like he is trying to figure out his body a little bit. Yeah, when you look at the arm slot, it's a little lower than you would like it. Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward delivery. I will definitely say that. But he's huge. Huge. Okay, that looked a little better. But yeah, this guy's massive. Taking a look from this side, there's definitely a lot going on. Definitely a lot going on. So that's definitely one guy to keep an eye out for. He's 6'8". He's huge. Alrighty, moving in number 60, Ryan Clifford, Pro 5 Academy out of North Carolina, left-hander, 55 hit, 55 power. Really like that combination right there. 55 arm. Ooh, I like that, man. You're definitely one of the better hitters in the draft if you're already at a 55 for both and from the left side. He's been on U.S. national teams since he was 12. Alrighty, with a picturesque left-handed swing and a good bat path, Clifford is equipped to hit for average and power. He has an advanced approach at the plate, focusing on driving balls from gap to gap while rarely chasing pitches out of the strike zone. This guy already sounds like a future major league player. I feel like you're going to see a lot of this guy at some point. Ryan Clifford. That just sounds like a good everyday kind of a player to have in your lineup. You'd like the field to be a little bit better. I need to see this picturesque swing. The picturesque swing for Ryan Clifford. Let's take a look here. MLB.com. Please don't hit me for... Ooh, that is a nice swing. That is a nice swing. MLB.com. Please don't hit me for copyright. For the love of God. Let me get the volume off. That is a nice swing. Do they have any video? Oh, here we go. That is a nice swing. Really smooth. Ooh, not a lot going on there. I love just a good, simple swing. There's not a lot going on. Oh, we got some game coverage as well. Got some game coverage. Ooh, got some stuff in the field going on here. All right, okay. All right, able to get to a ball there. Pretty good. Any offense highlight? Any offensive highlights? Nope. But yeah, I like that. Good, simple swing. Kind of reminds me of Robert Hassel. When we were looking at Robert Hassel, in the last couple of years there, that guy had a really good hit tool as well. keep a lookout for Ryan Clifford. This sounds like to me he could be a good player down the road. Here we go. We're into the 50s. Jared Jones, another catcher here, out of Georgia. 6'5". He's a big dude. 55 power, so that's already a good power tool at age 18. Good arm. The fielding tool, though. So it sounds like what's really going on for this guy, he's got the power and he's got the arm. I wonder if this is going to be more of a third base kind of a guy because of the arm, because he doesn't have much of a run. I would say he's either a corner infielder or a catcher. So Jones must prove he can stay behind the plate, though he does work hard on his defense, maintain his conditioning. He'll need to keep his body in check so he can retain some agility. He has to clean up his receiving and improve this transfer and footwork so he can get the most out of his plus arm strength. Wonder if he ends up sticking there. Wonder, because he only has the 45 field. So, but he's got good power. So, Jared Jones. Hayden Murphy, right-hander out of Tifteria, Georgia? I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. 6'3", that's a pretty good frame. 55 slider, 55 fastball, 50 slider. Good changeup. Love me a changeup. 60 changeup. Right now he's kind of sitting low 90s, but can definitely add some to that frame. I mean, he's only 185 pounds at 6'3". Just to put it in context, I'm 5'10" and I weigh 210. So I'm 4 inches shorter than this guy, and I got 25 pounds on this guy, to put that in perspective. Murphy's arm action is a bit long in the back, but he repeats his delivery well. So what they mean by that, he just gets a lot of arm back here. So throws strikes, he has a good feel for pitching and shows the ability, moves his fastball around the zone. Always like guys that can just move around the zone. I feel like that's I don't know if it's kind of like a forgotten thing. You know, people are always so worried about the velocity and how good your slider is and how good your changeup is. You know, there's nothing wrong locating around the zone. I mean, that's kind of I feel like it's almost a forgotten art. Look at Greg Maddux over the years. That guy completely relied on just moving around in the zone. So, hey, look out for him. Jacob Miller, right-hander out of Liberty Union in Ohio. Taking a look here, 55 fastball. Ooh, got a big curveball right there. 60 curve, 55 slider, 50 changeup. This guy's got a good repertoire already. Again, need to add something to that frame a little bit. 180 pounds. You got to go get yourself a sandwich. Good spin rates. Miller features high spin rates and depth on both his breaking ball. With 78, 82 miles per hour curveball, devastating hitters more regularly than his tighter 83 to 87 mile an hour slider. Fastball climbed to 91 to 95 miles per hour with some arm side run by midsummer. Focusing on adding more strength and velocity right now. Miller isn't very physical, doesn't have the prettiest delivery. He's loose and athletic. Arm works well. So that's always one thing, man. When these guys, they have good potential with their pitches, but the delivery, it's one thing. You gotta, hey, you could have good grades on the fastball, good grades on the slider, but if you got a delivery that you can't repeat, I don't know. The more of a chance you're not going to make it. Oh, Jacob Toon with a $10 super chat. What's going on? Finally able to catch a live show. Let's go. What's up, everyone? Jacob Toon, thank you, my friend, for coming out. Appreciate you, my friend. Alrighty, back to this. Jacob, what's going on, man? How you doing? But here we go. Paxton King, outfielder out of Central in Pennsylvania. Balanced guy here. 50 hit, 55 power. Okie, I see. So Okie, the highest scouting grade you can get is an 80. But like an 80 is like off the charts. Let me actually go to. Let me show you. So the scouting scale with Fangraphs, they have a pretty good one here. So for a hitter, so if you're looking at a guy with an 80 tool, so that's the best you can do. That means your fastball is like just top of the line fastball. If you have an 80 hit, you're probably looking at, you're like a career 320 hitter. You're looking at 40 plus homers if you got an 80 power tool. Yeah, man. Like 80 is top of the line. So, but this is a more simple guide right here. So for a hitter, you're looking, you know, like your top 1, 2 as a hitter for starting pitcher. This is the overall player grade. If you're an 80 overall, like you're for a starting pitcher, you're number 1, like easily. You're an easy ace. If you're a 75 overall, you're a top 2, 3 hitter. Definitely a number 1 as well. 70 tool, you're looking at as a top 5 hitter. You know, number 1, number 2 as a starter. And then you go down the list here. So as you get to 60 overall, you're good chance you're at least a high closer and at least, you know, a 3 in the rotation. So yeah, that just gives you an idea of kind of the scouting grades overall. But again, you have for the tools, you're more gonna, you know, you got to focus on the tools really. So, but yeah, so average is 50. That tends to be kind of, you know, where the line. Anything above that, you're looking pretty good. You're getting in good territory. So 45 and below, you're not looking too good. So, but yeah, let's get back to this. Here we go. That's not the right one. Alrighty, so taking a look here. This is a balanced player right here. 50 hit, 55 power, 55 run, 55 arm, 50 in the field. Not a bad looking player if you ask me. 6'2", 195 pounds. Got already a little bit of size on him. Here we go. This is Paxton Cling, by the way. Cling records some plus run times, and his speed is an asset on both sides of the ball. Already like that, man. Like with Montgomery, not all scouts are true believers in Kling's hit tool. There are some moving parts to his swing, but when he's on time, he's shown the ability to really impact the ball. Legitimate raw power. So, honestly, if you can just get that hit tool a little more cleaned up, you might have something with Paxton Cling. Sal Stewart, third baseman, out of Westminster Christian, Florida. This is the first guy out of Florida. There was someone in the IMG Academy. But 50 hit, 55 power. Not a lot of athleticism there. 55 arm, 50 in the field. You're a third baseman. So, not a bad... I mean, hey, to me, when I think of a third baseman, I want a guy with some power. So, already definitely seeing kind of a power guy in Sal Stewart. Most of Stewart's value comes from the right-handed bat. Has a chance to hit with a solid approach at the plate. Legitimate raw power he already knows how to tap into. Some scouts thinks he's power over hit, but there's plenty of belief he'll hit enough to get to the power consistently at the next level. So could maybe be a power-hitting third baseman down the road. Hunter Barco, left-hander in... at Florida, at University of Florida right now, 6'4", 220 pounds. He was drafted in 2019, but he went to college. So, Barco, very similar to the prospect he was back in high school. Now he has the track record of SEC success. 6'4", southpaw, relies mostly on the fastball slider. He's got a pretty good 3-pitch mix here. 50 fastball, you'd like to see a little bit better, but he's a left-hander, so it's okay. 60 slider, 55 changeup. Hey, that sounds like maybe you could end up being at least a really good bullpen arm with those kind of tools. So he sells his changeup well with excellent arm speed. So that's very nice. Barco has done an excellent job of consistently finding the strike zone, so that's always nice. The fact that he can throw strikes. So I think Hunter Barco could end up being a guy. Justin Crawford out of Nevada, outfielder, only 17 years old. Oh my goodness, can you please eat a sandwich? 175 at 6'3". Come on now. 55 hit, not a lot of power, but look at the run. That's one of the best run tools we've seen so far. 70 run, 55 arm, 60 in the field. Gotta like that. Anyone who remembers watching his dad play should not be surprised. Oh, wait, we got Carl Crawford's son. Oh my, that's Carl Crawford's son right here, Justin Crawford. Oh my, look at that. It already sounds like Carl Crawford. Oh my goodness, we got the next Carl Crawford on our hands. Just not the Red Sox version, please. Get the Tampa Bay Rays version, and you'll have a really good player. But definitely an athletic guy. And he's got a left-handed swing, 55 hit. I already like it, man. Already like it. It sounds like he could be really good. Sounds like Carl Crawford, if you ask me. Sounds like exactly like Carl Crawford. Kind of looks like him, too. Jackson Holiday, shortstop out of Oklahoma in Stillwater. 6'1", 180 pounds. Got a right-handed swing. I'm wondering, He's got a good hit tool. That's what I'm kind of thinking. He's not very big for a shortstop, but good balanced scouting report here. 55 hit, already like that. 55 run. This is a lot to work with here. You got a balanced guy already at 18 years old. He's got a good hit tool. He's got athleticism. I like that. So, oh, we got another son here. This is the son of Matt Holliday. Oh, look at this. This is so cool with drafts because you're starting to see these players that, at least these players that I grew up with, you're starting to see their kids enter this draft. That's so cool. You got 2 players back to back where their dads were really good players. I love that, man. I love that. But I love the fact that he has an advanced approach. Oh, man. I love that, man. Orioles, man, what's going on? I see you. I'm currently going through the same thing these kids are, where I eat a ton of food, work out every day, and my body literally refuses to gain weight. Very, very frustrating. I'm telling you, Orioles, man, if you're not gaining weight, you are not eating enough. I know that sounds frustrating. What I would recommend is track your calories. For me, it's extremely easy to gain weight. I can eat a ton. I mean, there was a point where I was purposely bulking. I just wanted to add I do powerlifting, so I was trying to just add as much strength as I could. And I purposely bulked to 240. I just ate everything in sight. I was eating around 10,000 calories a day. A day. I was eating so much chicken and rice. I was eating ice cream every single night, gallon of milk, every other day at least, going through an entire gallon. Everything. Yeah, everything. To me, I put down 10,000 calories easily. Like it wasn't really a chore for me. I was able to do it. Now I'm probably sitting around like 2,500 to 3,000 per day. So I would just say, just track your calories, man. Use MyFitnessPal, use the app. You'll be surprised because I've actually been told that many times by people. I'm not saying you're not eating a lot, but you'd be surprised when you track your calories. Like, just download the app, track it, do like a normal day of eating and see how many calories you're actually eating. You'll be thinking like, oh, wow, maybe I'm not eating as many calories as I thought. It's all about the calories. So, but Orioles, man, keep on eating, my friend. Keep on eating. But here we go. Gotta love the fact that you got 2 players here back to back. Their dads were awesome players in the game. Gotta love it. Jackson Holliday, man, shortstop. Tucker Tolman, third baseman out of Hammond, South Carolina. Good hit tool. 55 hit, 50 power, 50 arm, 45 field. So the one thing he's got going for him here is the 55 hit. He's a switch hitter as well, so that's definitely why he's up high in this list. Sounds like he probably already has a good approach from the plate as a switch hitter. Shows better bat speed with his left-handed stroke, but he is good at both sides of the plate. He understands his swing, barrels balls with ease, when he just concentrates on making hard contact to all field. Says here he did get too aggressive and pull happy at some times during the summer, but if he can just keep that under control, Tucker Tolman, that could be a really good switch hitter down the road. So, gotta love that. A switch hitter at 18 years old who's already good from both sides of the plate. At number 50, we're halfway there, everyone. Henry Williams, right-hander out of Duke, 55 slider, 55 fastball, 50 changeup, good control, 6'5". That's definitely a projectable frame already. 200 pounds. You could probably add a little bit more there. You could definitely add at least 20, 30 pounds. Henry Williams, please eat a sandwich. But pounds the lower half of the strike zone. That's already really good. It might miss more bats if he elevated it a little more often. So that's something, teams can work with you on that. There's a lot of projection here. You got to love it. Henry Williams out of Duke. We're in the top 50 now. Bryce Hubbard, left-hander out of Florida State. We got 2 guys back-to-back, Florida State. 2 left-handers back-to-back out of Florida State. Solid athlete on the mound. He's got a 55 fastball, 55 curveball, 50 slider, 50 changeup, 50 control. Sounds pretty good if you ask me. Nice balanced approach. He's gotten better at throwing strikes. Still needs to work on the control a little bit, but they do have him at a 50 control. So sits in the low to mid 90s for the most part. Hey, gotta love it. Let's go to the other lefty out of Florida State, Parker Messick. Taking a look here, 50 fastball, The one thing with him, what is the difference between these two? Hubbard, so he has a 55 fastball, 55 curveball. Messick, not as good with the curveball. He has a good changeup. Not as good of a fastball either, but he has good control at 55. So the fact that he can locate already as a left-hander coming out of college, you got to like that. He's only 6 foot tall, though. A bit undersized, kind of Marcus Stroman height right there, or like right around it. And he's 225. He's definitely a bigger boy at this point. Throws a ton of strikes, has a very strong feel for pitching as well. Doesn't have the highest ceiling, but he has a high floor. So look out for Parker Messick, Jared McKenzie, outfielder out of Baylor. 55 hit, 55 run, 55 field. Not much of an arm, not much power. I don't know. So maybe he could be a bit of a center fielder there. But he doesn't have much of an arm. Maybe, I don't know, right field, you tend to need a pretty good arm out there. So maybe center field could be a good position for him. Left-handed hitter from the left side. Isn't much of a threat to steal besides his solid speed. Plays better in center field. Fine instincts, get good jumps. Yeah, sounds like a pretty decent center field if you ask me. Jared McKenzie, got to get a little more power there. So... here we go. This was a guy. Oh, no, sorry. We're not quite there yet. Nolan Mclean, third baseman out of Oklahoma State. 45 hit. I don't like that, but he's got a good power tool. Not a good run, but he's got a 70 arm. Gotta like that. So, I mean, again, it sounds like a corner infielder. Sounds like a third baseman. Scouts initially preferred McLean as a pitcher. That changed in his senior season as a North Carolina high schooler when he cleaned up his right-handed swing and his body. His bat speed and strength allow him to produce high exit velocities and make him a threat to drive the ball out of the park. So, gotta like that. Got good power. Just needs to work on that hit tool a little bit. He's a below-average runner, but he has good hands, good reactions, work ethic, and he's got a great arm, too. So, I mean, hey. You got what he was hitting. He said he was hitting 97 miles an hour. Good grief. Does he end up being a pitcher? I mean, I don't know. Good grief. Here we go. Jude Fabian. He got drafted by my Red Sox, but they couldn't come to an agreement on a deal, so he's going back to Florida this year. The one thing with Jude Fabian, you got a power tool. You got to run. He's good in the field. But the only problem, he is a swing and miss. He was better towards the end of last season. So one thing with Jude Fabian, man, he has the upside, but he has a lot of strikeouts. So if he can get that down, he's got a season at Florida here to really prove himself. And who knows, maybe he could even be a first-round pick. Malcolm Moore, catcher out of McCarthy, California. Not a good fielder very not athletic, not a good arm, not good in the field. But he's got a 55 hit, 55 power. He's a left-hander. Sounds like a first baseman. He has a fringy, though accurate arm, while he moves decently enough to block balls well. He's not a good receiver, likely to slow down. Sounds like a first baseman. I mean, if you ask me. I mean, the fact that he already has a good hit, good power, 6'2", 200 pounds. I don't know, man. I mean, unless like he can go to college and they can really work with him on the catching. Right now, he sounds like a first baseman. That's not a bad thing. You know, it sounds like Matt Olson a little bit. So, Henry Bolt, outfielder out of California, number 43, is another power guy. For an outfielder, you'd like to see maybe a bit more of a hit tool, but he's got a really good run tool. 65, 50 arm, 50 in the field. But that's definitely the big thing. He's got athleticism and he's got power. So definitely needs to be refined. He's 6'3", 195 pounds. He's projectable. One thing I'm noticing in this class, after kind of going through all of this, I'm noticing there's a lot of outfielders, and they just said that right here. And a class deep in high school outfielders like top of the draft considerations, Druw Jones and Elijah Green. Bolt belongs in the conversation in terms of raw tools. That's what I'm saying. He's projectable. Sounds projectable at least. I mean, he's 6'3" at 195 with a 55 power, and he's a good athlete. So look out for Henry Bolt. Like the name. Gabriel Hughes out of Gonzaga. When do you ever see Gonzaga pictures? 6'4", 220 pounds. This guy's got a frame on him. 60 fastball, 55 slider, 50 changeup. Oh, man. Got some good stuff going on here. Exciting combination of size, repertoire, feel for pitching. Gotta like that. He needs another pitch, though, I think, if he wants to be a starter every 5 days. The big right-hander can fill up the strike zone with all 3 pitches, throwing them to both sides of the plate, commanding his breaking stuff well. He gets high grades for his makeup. Tremendous student-athlete who's on pace to graduate in 3 years. Wow, look at him. Some evaluators see him as the best arm on the West Coast. Could shoot up draft boards. So, gotta like that. He's got a good feel for pitching already. Gabriel Hughes. You would like him to have another pitch, but he's well on his way. A big fastball, big slider. Gotta like that. Where are we at? Number 41, Hayden Dunhurst, another catcher out of Mississippi. Look at the arm in the field. 65 arm, 55 in the field. Not a lot going on with the hit and the power. Not really too much of an athlete. Only a 40 run, but he sounds like he's got it going on behind the plate. He should hit enough to be an everyday catcher, but there are questions as to how much offensive impact he'll provide. Left-handed hitter uses the whole field, manages the strike zone well, but his strength outshines his bat speed, and almost all of his power goes to his pull side. So there is projection here. Have to wait and see how it turns out for him. Mikey Romero, shortstop out of California at number 40. 55 hit, 50 run, 55 arm, 55 field. Sounds like a pretty solid shortstop. 6'1", 175 pounds. Hey, gotta like it. Gotta like it. So, impressive bat-to-ball skills. Romero has a chance to perhaps be a plus hitter in time. He rarely strikes out and can use all the fields. He does need to continue to add strength, though he's struggled a bit against velocity early in the summer. He was one of the best hitters at the Perfect Games Wood World Bat Association World Championship in Jupiter, Florida in the fall, showing off bat speed, quick hands, and good timing from the left side of the plate. May never be a huge power guy, but there's enough for him to impact the ball. So, yeah. Mikey Romero, look out for him. He's committed to Louisiana State. Into the 30s we go. Gavin Turley, outfielder. Taking a look here, 45 hit, 60 power. Pretty big difference right there, a 45 hit and 60 power. Man, usually you see like a 45-55, but now you're seeing 45-60. Good run tool, he's a good athlete. Good power, good run, good arm. Man, Gavin Turley sounds like a projectable kind of a guy. 6'2" at 18 years old, 190 pounds. Good grief. There are some scouts who feel Turley's combination of tools are similar to those of Elijah Green, one of the top prospects in the class, but they don't always show up as consistently in games. Huge raw power, capable of hitting the ball very hard. There are swing and miss concerns, though. So it does have elite speed. A very projectable athlete. I mean, when you got 60 power and 70 run, along with a good arm, too, I mean, that's something I think scouts for these major league teams, they're all over it. Tristan Smith. We got 2 left-handers back-to-back here. Tristan Smith out of Boiling Springs, South Carolina, 6'2", 200 pounds, 55 slider, 55 fastball. But that's pretty much all that's going on right there. But 2 good pitches right there. And the control is fine. It says here he needs to add more power and consistency. But he has the athleticism and delivery to throw strikes. Still does scatter pitches a little bit. Needs to find the strike zone more. This is, again, a lot of projection here. I'm not liking the sound of it compared to some of these guys lower down. So I have to look out for Tristan Smith. So Noah Schultz, number 37, left-hander out of Illinois. 55 fastball, 60 slider, 50 changeup, 50 control. He is 6'9". Holy cow. I got to look at the video. This guy's 6'9". Noah Schultz. Great against lefties with an impressive slider. Oh, man. You don't really see guys this big.
6'9".
I need to see the full windup. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This guy's huge. He's massive. Good grief. Look at the legs. Jesus. I mean, that's just going to be a problem. If this guy makes it to the majors, oh my God. He's going to be an issue. MLB.com. Sorry, I keep having to pause because I don't want MLB.com like hitting me with a copyright. Good life on that fastball. A bit of tailing action on it. Looks like it had a little bit of two-seam action. But look at that. 6'9" frame, low 3/4 arm slot. Schultz conjures physical comparisons to Randy Johnson. Can't match the power of Randy Johnson, but he's a lot more polished than Johnson was as a teenager. That's interesting. No pitcher in this draft presents a more uncomfortable at-bat for left-handed hitters. I was just saying that. Just saying. Like, good grief. How tall he is, he's going to be a problem for some of these hitters, because that when the ball's coming down from that angle, that's uncomfortable, man. Especially for a left-hander. Unusual athleticism and body control. That's one thing you noticed with that when I was watching the video. Looked like he had his body under control. Looked like where we watched that other video of the other one that was really tall. It looked a little more awkward. So this is an interesting one to keep an eye out for. Noah Schultz. That's an interesting one. Walter Ford out of Pace, Florida, right-hander, 60 fastball, 50 slider. Not much of a changeup, but you gotta love a good fastball like that. 6'2", 195 pounds. So there's some projection. Has serious raw power as an infielder, but his future is on the mound thanks to some very big stuff. The 6'2" right-hander was up to 97 miles an hour. There was one guy in this last year's draft. I can't remember his name. I feel like he got drafted by the Twins. It kind of reminds me of him. I think the other one had more of a fastball, but kind of reminds me of him a little bit. But he has a repeatable delivery, so good chance for good control and command. So when you got a big fastball, he's only 16. He's only 16 years old right now. Good grief. He's going to be turning 17 here in 2 weeks. So happy early birthday, Walter Ford. Already sounds like a pitcher in the major leagues, Walter Ford. I don't know. But yeah, he's only gonna be 17. That's another thing where he's only gonna be 17. You know, he's gonna be a young 17. So I think teams are gonna be, the fact that he already has a 60 fastball. I gotta look at this guy at 16 years old right now. Taking a look here. Oh yeah, he's got an over the top arm action. Oh, we got a super chat going on. What's going on? Jimmy Productions. Robbie, can you give me advice? If you're a fan of a rebuilding team, what are you supposed to do? I'm a Nationals fan. In 2012, I became a fan. Jimmy Productions, man. I mean, first things first, you got to add good quality talent to the farm system, obviously. I mean, you're trying to rebuild, but for a rebuilding team, I think it's best when you can add talent. I mean, this is going to sound like obvious, but if you can find ways to not just sell off all your players for prospects, but if you can find a way instead to add talent to your major league team while also adding good talent to your minor league system as well. You got to draft well. That's the big thing. Drafting is huge because you don't realize you're adding so many players every year in this draft where, NBA and NFL, like you're adding way more players in the draft for the major leagues. So definitely, I mean, that's the one thing. It's a lot of the good players that you see today. It's not, a lot of these players aren't like these top prospects that came out of college and high school. Player development is so big. There are a lot of these players in today's game. They got drafted 5th round, 6th round, 7th round. Player development's huge. So absolutely. But I think also if you can, find ways to add good value players to your major league team at the same time, I think, that's the recipe for success. You got to have a good balanced approach all the way around. So, Jimmy Productions, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, that's right. Chase Petty. That's right. But here we go. Walter Ford. So he's got an over-the-top arm action. A bit of length in that delivery, but I like it, though. Oh, crap. What did I just do? Here we go. Yeah, it's a little over the top. I wonder if teams are going to like that. So they might not like that on the shoulder too much. But that's something to keep an eye out for. Walter Ford. But you got to like it for only being 16 years old. I mean, this is someone you can definitely work with. Got good velocity. Cade Doughty, second baseman, Louisiana State. 55 hit, 50 power, 50 run, 55 arm, 50 field. Sounds like you could play second or short. So, I mean, probably second is a bit more of a home. I would prefer for a shortstop to have a 55 or even a 60 run. That way you just have more range out there. Taking a look here, Doughty has exhibited nice feel for the barrel and a quick, compacted right-handed swing. The more simple you can have your swing, the better chance you have, to be a solid player down the road. So look out for him. Sounds like a solid player. I feel like we had a few of these in the last couple of years, like these good second basemen, coming out of college. You had Justin Foscue with the Rangers, good college player. And then who was at a second base last year? You had a couple of second basemen last year. You had there was one out of Arizona. I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name. Out of Arizona. I don't know. But there were a couple others. You had Tyler Black. That was another one. Got drafted last year. Just a good, solid second baseman with a good hit tool. You also had Matt McLean. I mean, he's a shortstop, but he could maybe play second base at some point. You just had some good, solid middle infielders in that draft last year. So, but yeah, Cade Doughty, already like it. Peyton Graham, number 34, shortstop out of Oklahoma, 6'4", 171 pounds. Please, Peyton Graham, you're 20 years old. If you're watching this, please have a sandwich. 50 hit, 55 power. Hey, please, if you have a sandwich, you might get back up to, get up to 60 here. I gotta love this though. 55 run, 55 power, 50 hit. Good arm. This guy's got a great scouting report. Really good. Man, oh man. Oh, another super chat coming in. Jimmy Productions. Who do you think the Nationals should draft? They have the 5th pick in the draft. I think it really just depends on who ends up being there. Well, I'll take a look. When we get to the top prospects, I'll take a look at, honestly, I think at that point, you take the best player available. When you're that high, I think honestly, the Major League Baseball draft, it really just comes down to you don't really draft by need. You draft by best available. Whereas in the NBA and the NFL, you can go more for need, right? Because those guys will be playing right away. Whereas, these prospects, you don't really know what you're going to have down the road. So you're better off just taking the best available, right? So that's what I think personally. But we'll get to when we get to there, I'll talk about, the teams that, these players that could get drafted, what teams they could end up going to. So Jimmy Productions, thank you. Back-to-back $5 super chats. Really appreciate you. Peyton Graham, we just talked about him. Really like the scouting report. Really balanced. If you can get that hit tool up just a smidge, you got a really good player here. Good feel for the barrel. He got more aggressive in his second college season, made less contact. So let's get back to being more of that contact guy. Struggled against left-handers despite owning the platoon advantage against them. Interesting. A right-hander struggling against left-handers. Usually it's the other way around. He could add at least 30 pounds. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Please. Peyton Graham, I just, come on, my friend. You got to eat. Caden Wallace, what's going on? Third baseman out of Arkansas, number 33. There's another 45 hit, 55 power, but he's athletic. 55 run, 65 arm. Not great in the field, though, so you got to improve that a little bit. But Caden Wallace, one of the best power hitters in 2022. In college, Wallace generates impressive exit velocities with his bat speed, strength, and relatively compacted right-handed stroke. Most of his present power comes to his pull side. Some scouts question his ability to handle quality stuff and pitches on the outer half. He'll need to do a better job of using the opposite field. So, sounds like he's got some improvement to do, hitting to all fields. That's kind of what's holding his hit tool back. But the power's there. The projection is there. Here we go. Reggie Crawford out of Connecticut, left-handed pitcher. Taking a look here. Hey, good frame. 6'3", 235 pounds. Good grief. Oh, my goodness. Reggie Crawford. This guy's got a frame, man. He's got a frame. It's hard to know exactly what Crawford is, other than big, strong, and left-handed. You know, that's a pretty good start, if you ask me. The strength and power definitely showed up at the plate, but the southpaw's velocity points to a professional future on the mound once he is healthy. While with Team USA during a quick stop in the Cape Cod League, his fastball averaged a tick over 97 miles an hour, touched 100. I mean, I don't know, man. When I'm looking at Reggie Crawford, I'm thinking of Aroldis Chapman. I mean, Aroldis Chapman, how big is that guy? What is he, 6'4"? He's like 6'4", 240. 6'4", 218 pounds. This guy is basically Aroldis Chapman. I mean, good grief. Taking a look here. That's a big frame, man. That's a big frame. Good grief. While many teams don't shy away from amateur pitchers, he did have Tommy John. That's something to keep an eye out for. The fact that Crawford has just 8 official collegiate innings on his resume makes him even harder to evaluate. That said, this kind of arm strength from the left side doesn't grow on trees. That's what I'm saying. That's why Aroldis Chapman's been so dominant. So, Reggie Crawford, that's an interesting one to keep an eye out for. Ho, 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 look who is back on the board. Kumar Rocker. Kumar Rocker. There's not really much to say here. This is one of the best college pitchers in the last few years. He got drafted by the Mets 10th overall. They couldn't come to terms on a contract. Seemed like there was something going on with the health. With Kumar Rocker, you got the frame, 6'5", 245. He reminds me of like a slimmer CC Sabathia. What else is there to say about Kumar Rocker? The guy obviously had the success with Vanderbilt. But the question is the health. That's the problem. Looking here, the Mets selected him 10th overall in July, agreed to a $6 million bonus, but they walked away from the deal after a post-draft physical created unspecified concerns about his shoulder and his elbow. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's hilarious that it says no school. It's going to be very interesting to see what ends up happening with Kumar Rocker. Is there any news on him? Any news? Not really anything going. No, haven't really heard anything about Kumar Rocker. So that's going to be interesting to keep an eye out for. Going to be interesting. So, but yeah, we all know what's going on with Kumar. Obviously, he was a top 10 pick. So just got to wait and see what ends up happening. Jordan Sprinkle, number 30. Number 30, 50 hit, 45 power, 60 run, 55 arm, 60 field. Not bad. Just I think you need to get a little more power there. He's a good athlete, got a good arm, he's good in the field. I like it. He's got a lot of projection. Jordan Sprinkle out of UC Santa Barbara. If you're looking for a college shortstop who could stay at the position, Sprinkle might be your guy. He shows off light, quick feet at the premium position with his plus speed, helping him have outstanding range. So that's a good thing, man. If you already have that range, that feel at a premium position, I mean, just get that bat going and you got yourself a future, even if it's just like as a defensive player. So hopefully good things for that guy down the road. Jordan Beck, outfielder out of Tennessee, 6'3", 213 pounds. Here's another low hit, high power guy, 55 runs, 60 arm, 55 field. Just got to get that hit tool up. He has good power. He's got the bat speed. He's got the strength. He has the leverage. Just got to be able to get good contact consistently and being able to drive to all fields. So more plate discipline needs to be added. Needs to make adjustments against breaking balls and changeups. So keep a lookout for him. Keep a lookout for him. So he's got the size. He's got the frame. He sounds like he just needs a little more polish. So he's a good athlete too. We are into the 20s now. Ian Ritchie, right-hander out of Washington. 6'2", he's committed to UCLA. Needs a little more weight, 185. 60 fastball, 50 curveball, 55 slider, 50 changeup, 50 control. Hey, balanced guy with a good fastball. What else is there to say? He's got 3 or 4 good offerings. He's touched as high as 97, but he throws strikes with all of his offerings, has a simple, repeatable delivery. Sounds like, yeah, when the UCLA recruit doesn't play against a high level of competition in Bainbridge. I mean, hey, this is a guy I think could shoot up the boards. He's got a good balanced approach here. So Ian Ritchie, keep an eye out for him. Carson Wizzenhunt, left-hander out of East Carolina. We had Gavin Williams out of East Carolina last year. 50 fastball, 50 curveball. Look at that changeup. We got the best changeup in the draft from what it's looking like here, or one of the best changeups. 65 changeup. And he's a left-hander. Oof. One of the best changeups in the draft. 82 to 85. It's a weapon. Drops at the plate. Generated a 59% swing and miss rate last year. Low 90s fastball. Tops out at around 95. He's got a classic pitcher's build. Athleticism. Delivery. Sounds pretty good if you ask me. Carson Wizzenhunt, look out for him out of East Carolina. Carter Young, shortstop out of, Vanderbilt. We got a Vanderbilt sighting. Got a shortstop here. Got a good arm. He's good in the field. But not really too much else. 45 hit, 50 power. He's a good defensive player. He's added 20 pounds, getting much more uphill with his swing. He's hitting for more power. Young plays quicker than his average speed thanks to his advanced instincts on the bases and in the field. Gotta love a guy that has good instincts. Gotta love that. I love that in a scouting report. Hands, strong arm, and internal clock make him a solid, reliable defender. He's got to just get more of a bat. There's not really much of a bat. I wonder if he's probably ranked a little too high here. I don't know. So, a lot of strikeouts. They wonder if he had a left shoulder injury. So, I don't know. I feel like he might be ranked a little high here. I don't know. Maybe he has the Vanderbilt name is helping him out a little bit. But, he's also a switch hitter. So, that's one thing to take note of. But Carter Young could be solid. You just got to get that hit tool going. Dylan Beavers. What a name. Dylan Beavers. That's hilarious. And he was with Oregon State. Huh. Isn't Oregon State the Beavers? Isn't that what their... Wasn't that their mascot? Yeah, it's the Beavers. That's hilarious. He was with Oregon State, and his last name is Beavers. That's funny. What it says he's at California. Did he transfer? I guess he transferred. So he's toolsy, left-handed hitting outfielder. Has considerable upside. Same conversation. I'm trying to see where it talked about him transferring. Anyway, when Beavers is locked in, he's the proverbial 5-tool player. Hey, 5-tool player. Haven't read much about that so far in this draft. 5-tool player. During the spring of 2021, he reminded some scouts of Christian Yelich as a left-handed hitter who makes good swing decisions and hard contact in the strike zone. But using a bit of an unorthodox setup with lower hand positioning, he does have some timing issues and there are some holes in his swing. He was tied up inside at times over the summer. He was streaky in the fall, though he did show some flashes of brilliance, especially getting to his easily plus raw power. 6'4". Beavers is an above average runner who has a chance to stay in center field. He's a 5-tool guy, except for the hit. He's just got to kind of fill in those holes a little bit. But look at the power, look at the run, look at the arm. He's fine in the field. So he's got a good frame. I got to look at some of this video. I just think it's hilarious that he was with Oregon State and his last name is Beavers. So, they don't have any video on him. No video? Oh, come on, MLB.com. Come on. I don't know. But moving on here. So that's number 25. Daniel Susac, catcher out of Arizona. So this is the high. So we got a couple of catchers coming up here. Really balanced guy. Good arm. Good in the field. Good power. 50 hit. Taking a look here. Has a chance to be an impact player on both sides of the ball. Switch hitter. when he joined the Wildcats, but he's been exclusively right-handed. So, which scouts thought was his better side as a prepster anyway. Big and physical, shown the ability to drive to all fields. That's so important for a hitter, man. In drafts, if you can just hit to all fields, you got yourself a good case. Using the gap very well during his freshman season. That's always good in your freshman season. There's legitimate power to tap into. He was a former high school quarterback, better athlete, and moves better than you would think given his size. He's 6'3", 205 pounds. He's got a good arm back there, above average defense. So though he wasn't receiving quite as well in the fall, even so, he's one of the best college backstops in the class. So keep an eye out for Daniel Susak. How do you say this name? Andrew Dutkenich? I don't know if I'm saying that right. He's out of Indiana. But man, oh man, look at the tools. 55 fastball, 55 curveball, 60 slider, 50 changeup, 50 control, 6'3". Oh man, there's a lot of projection here. A lot of projection. Indiana's best high school pitching prospect since Ash Russell and Nolan Watson when they were the first rounders for the Royals back in 2015. So one of the most well-rounded repertoires in the prep class. He's also one of the more polished arms, performed consistently well on the showcase circuit. Keep an eye out for this. He's got a tight slider, mid-80s. Can reach 90 miles an hour with it. Good grief. Sits 93 to 94, touches 97 with arm side run, creates downhill plane with his 3/4 arm slot. Man, oh man, there's a lot to like here at 18 years old. A lot to like. We got any video? Give me some video. Give me some video. I need some in-game. Yeah. It's a lot to like here. I like he's got a short delivery. There's not really much going on with it. So it's repeatable. Oh, we got some game coverage. Got some game coverage. Let's take a look at this. Yeah. Simple delivery. Gotta like that. So there's a lot of projection here. Moving on. Brandon Barrera. Left-hander, American Heritage, Florida. So that's not too far away from where I am. 55 slider, 55 fastball, 55 changeup, 55 control. Ooh, look at this for a high school pitcher. Oh my. And he's a lefty. Oh my goodness, 6'1", 170 pounds. Good grief, we got a lot to like here. Number 22. While there are high school pitchers in this class who are more projectable, there aren't many who have better stuff than Barrera. His fastball sits low 90s, touched as high as 96 over the summer. Low 80s slider, misses a lot of bats. And his changeup. Has good arm speed. Reminds some longtime scouts of former Yankee Ron Guigeri. Throws a ton of strikes, goes right after the hitters. The only concern around him is his size, whether he's going to hold up as a starter. So he's 6'1". But I mean, there's guys out here today, you know, there's smaller guys, and they have success. So, but let's take a look here. Good simple delivery. I like that. Got a kind of a classic delivery. I like that. Wow, I really like this guy's delivery. Really like it. We got any game action here? No. I like it. I like it. But yeah, there's a lot to like here. At only 17 years old, committed to Vanderbilt. Good grief. So definitely could be seeing him. Cam Collier, third baseman out of Chipola Junior College. A junior college sighting. Left-handed bat, 17 years old. Ooh, we got a 60 hit. Have we had a 60 hit yet? I can't remember. But he's got a 60 hit and a 50 power. So that's already really good He's the son of former big leaguer Lou Collier. Cam began the summer as one of the more intriguing prospects for the 2023 draft. Georgia high school standout decided to reclassify for the 2022 draft, get his GED, and head to Chipola Junior College. So he's just trying to get to the pros a little quicker. So, hey, a lot of guys take that approach. Most of the excitement about Collier centers around his left-handed bat. He has a loose stroke without outstanding bat speed and uncanny bat-to-ball skills. For most of the summer, he squared just about everything up, using the whole field and not being bothered by premium velocity. Let's take a look. We got any video? Give me some video on Cam Collier. We need some video. So he's already been to a showcase. The Hank Aaron Invitational. Look at Ken Griffey Jr. just hanging out and watching him. What was that? There's like a bit of a hesitation in that swing. I need more. Let me look at his... Oh, he's got a good swing here. Wow, good bat speed. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. This dude's got some tree trunk legs already. Good grief. Oh, yeah. Good swing. And he pitches. Gotta like it. So this is a guy to keep a lookout for. Definitely keep a lookout for him. He's the number, what was it again? 21. So anytime you got these guys who are, they're going to get their GED and they're going to junior college, I mean, you got something going on. Like, you're not just going to, not anyone is going to do that. That's what Bryce Harper did. So, Logan Tanner, catcher out of Mississippi State, the highest catcher so far. Oh, man, we got a lot to like here. This looks like a future catcher. A 70 arm, 55 field. Sounds like Henry Davis. 45 hit, 55 power. So, sounds like Henry Davis from behind the plate, just without the hit. So, but the fact that he already has all that going on behind the plate, that's really good to see. Right-handed bat. He's got strength, bat speed, gives him legitimate power from the right side of the plate. Might provide 20-25 home runs, but you got to like the arm, man. He's got a cannon for an arm, 70 arm. So, hey, Logan Tanner out of Mississippi State. Here we go. We're into the 20s. Landon Sims, right-hander out of Mississippi State. Everyone, thank you for hanging out with me this entire time. We're almost at the end. Landon Sims, right-hander, Mississippi State. Ooh, big fastball. I think it's the biggest fastball we've seen, if my memory serves me right. That's definitely the biggest slider we've seen. 65 slider, 65 fastball, 70 slider. Kind of sounds like Sam Bachman. When he got drafted last year. Not much of a changeup, though. Sounds like a future stud closer, man. He's got to get more going on with his pitches, but big fastball, big slider. High spin fastball, 94, 96 is where it sits at. Touches 98 with a difficult approach angle and tremendous carry up in the strike zone, resulting in outstanding swing and miss and chase rates. So, hey, good combination right there of those two pitches. Strong 6'2" build, strike throwing ability. Sims is equipped to handle starting. While he does feature some spin and recoil at times in his delivery, he has shown the aptitude to control his mechanics in longer outings. He comes with a ceiling of a mid-rotation starter and the likelihood that he's a high-leverage reliever and perhaps a closer. I swear, it's like I already know what these scouting reports are going to say. Area scouts love his makeup, reminds some of them of Craig Kimbrell. Interesting. Look out for Landon Sims. Number 18, Connor Prelip, left-hander out of Alabama, 6'2", 60 fastball, 70 slider, 50 changeup, 55 control. That's pretty nice to see. Gatorade's Wisconsin High School Player of the Year. Got drafted by the Red Sox, but he committed to Alabama instead. Slider, one of the most devastating pitches in this college class for him. Sits in the mid-80s, touches 90 with a two-plane break. Has drop off the table as it approaches the plate. Oh my, that's pretty nasty. He can also elicit swing and misses with a low 90s fastball, peaks at 95, has downhill plane. So he hasn't used his changeup much, but shows feel for an 82 to 85 mile an hour offering with some sink. He pitches with confidence, and while he doesn't have the smoothest delivery, he's athletic and locates his pitches where he wants. So, he had Tommy John surgery. He had Tommy John. So the fact that he's this high and he had Tommy John definitely says a lot. So keep an eye out for Connor Prelip. Number 17, Jackson Ferris out of the IMG Academy. Another IMG Academy sighting. Left-hander, 6'4" at 17 years old, 190 pounds, 60 fastball, 55 curveball, 55 changeup. Gotta like it. Gotta like it. 3 big pitches right there. And he's a left-hander, 6'4". I mean, what else is there to say? He's projectable. Could have more in the tank as he matures. Can already hold his stuff deep into outings. That's another big important thing for some of these pitchers, man. When you can hang on to your stuff when you start getting deeper into games. So has number 2, number 3 starter potential if it all comes together. Jackson Ferris, keep an eye out. Brock Porter, Orchard Lake, St. Mary's. Big fastball, 70 fastball, and a 60 changeup. Ooh, Brock Porter, man, sounds like he's got a lot going on here. I believe on Baseball America, he is one of the higher. Yeah, he's number 5 in high school players. So he's ahead of Jackson Ferris here as well, just like he was on this list. So yeah, Brock Porter. So Baseball America likes him too. Here we go. Porter has the best fastball in the high school crop, sitting at 94 and 97, topping out at 100 miles an hour. Again, he's a big guy too, 6'4". So Brock Porter, let's see some video. Let's see some video on Mr. Brock Porter. Let's see here. There's a lot going on in that delivery. For me, at least. There's a lot going on. He's got a lot of torque in that delivery. There's a lot going on. That's a lot going on that arm. Look, I mean, just look at the face. Look at the face, man. He's got a lot of effort in that delivery. I get a little scared of that. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of torque going on in that shoulder. I mean, what do I know? I'm not a health expert by any means, but I don't know. It just looks like a lot of effort. He's got a lot. It kind of reminds me of Max Scherzer in a way, if that makes any sense. Kind of reminds me of Max Scherzer. If I'm correct, I don't know. Does he remind anyone else of Max, or does he remind you of Max Scherzer a little bit? Kind of. So, Brock Porter, though, we got a lot of good stuff going on at only 18 years old. Look out for Brock Porter. Cole Young, shortstop out of Pennsylvania. He's got a 60 hit tool at 18 years old. The power's low. He's only 18 though. Good arm, good run, good field. There's a lot going on here for Cole Young. I mean, a lot of projection with it. When you got a 60 hit tool at 18 years old and you're a good athlete, I mean, there's a lot to like. Kind of player who needs to be seen more than once to be truly appreciated, as his feel for the game is greater than any jump off the page tools. That said, he does have impressive bat to ball skills from the left side of the plate. Oh, he's a left-handed hitter too. He doesn't swing and miss much. That's always nice. Doesn't look overmatched against velocity and shows the ability to use the whole field. Not a huge power guy, but he has gap power. I already like it. I like the sound of it. Cole Young. I like this part. I don't know what it is. I have a soft spot for players like this. He has a good feel for the game. I always like that. You know, you may not have the best tools, but when you have a good feel for the game, good instincts, I always like that. So Cole Young sounds like maybe could be a good shortstop one day. Here we go. Blade Tidwell, right-hander out of Tennessee. 6'4", 200 pounds, big fastball, good curveball, big slider, good changeup, good fine control. Blake Tidwell got some stuff going on. He can light up radar guns. Tops out at 99. Talking is hard, man. 99 with some arm side run. It straightens out and does get hit, though, when he doesn't work up in the strike zone. So he's got a bunch of secondary pitches. Low 80 slider. He can hit 88. Good changeup. Yeah, 6'4" at 200 pounds. Again, I am 5'10" and I weigh 210. So you got 5 inches on me and I got 10 pounds on you. So that just shows you got a little bit of size to add on you. So I'm not tooting my own horn by any means. I'm just saying if I am outweighing you and I'm 5 inches shorter than you, well, we got something going on there. So Blake Tidwell, hey, good fastball. Maybe he could be something one day. Peyton Pallett out of Arkansas, right-hander, 6'1", 175 pounds. Another one of these smaller guys, but whoa, look at this. 60 fastball, 65 curveball. Gotta like that. Hey, he's got a changeup too. Oh man, you got 2 plus pitches right there, man. Plus pitch of fastball and almost a plus of a curveball. He draws comparisons to Walker Buehler. Wiry 6'1" build and quality stuff. Quick arm, produces fastballs that sit 93, 95, can get up to 99. Though they generated a surprisingly low 19% swing and miss rate last spring. His best pitch is a hammer 78 to 83 curveball. High spin rates. That's that right there, man. When you got a big curveball like that, there's a lot to work with. So, we got any video? I always want to see the curveball. If you got a big curveball like that, I gotta watch it. Oh, you know why? Because for these college guys, I wonder if we can. I'm noticing with the college guys, you tend to not be able to watch the video. I'm guessing that's like some copyright stuff or whatever, or they don't have the rights to the video just because it is, college baseball. He's got a Twitter. We got any video on you, my friend? We got any video? Peyton Pallett, man. I want to see the curve. Here we go. Oh, hey, Pitching Ninja. Oh, look at the curve. Oh, that's a huge curve. Oh, my. One more time. Good simple delivery as well. One more time. I got to appreciate this a little bit more. Ooh. Oh, my. That is a massive curveball. Good grief. Peyton Pallett. Give me some. Man, oh, man. Got to love that. And he's got a good fastball, too. I like it. So, keep an eye out for him. Number 14, Kevin Parada, catcher. This is the highest catcher so far. Georgia Tech. So, 55 hit, 50 power. Not much of an arm. He's fine in the field. But it's nice when you have a catcher that has a 55 hit. I mean, sure, I would much rather you have that fielding ability first. But at least he can hit. So that's always nice. Because you can always move to a different position if it doesn't work out at catcher. So, Parada runs well for a catcher. He's not the most agile or physical behind the plate. He wore down over the course of the spring and summer with Georgia Tech and Team USA. Looked better in practice this fall. He earns average to solid grades for his receiving. Needs to improve his fringy arm. So, if it doesn't work out at catcher, at least he's got a good bat. So, he's a right-handed bat, doesn't try to do too much of the plate, keeps his right-handed swing under control, lashing line drives all over the park. So, hey, when you can hit to all fields, you can get the barrel on the ball. That's a good thing. So, I'm okay with a catcher if your fielding and arm isn't quite there yet. At least you got a hit tool to work with. So, I would always rather you have a hit tool than a power tool. So, alrighty. Number 11, Robert Moore, second baseman out of Arkansas. 5'9", 170 pounds. He's young right now. He's 19. So, looks like he only had 1 year at Arkansas. Also, you know what I would like MLB.com to do? Why would you put the stats why can't you just put the college stats? Just put the college stats. Why can't you do that? Just put them. Like, it would help you out a lot. Like, I don't know. But 50 hit, 50 power, 50 run, not much of an arm, but he's a second baseman. But he's good in the field. Sounds like a second baseman for the future. 5'9", 170 pounds. He has 20 homer power from his bat speed and the aggressive approach. Kind of sounds like Dustin Pedroia. While he looks to drive the ball, he doesn't chase pitches or swing and miss excessively. Sounds like Dustin Pedroia. Well, Dustin Pedroia would chase the high fastball sometimes. He draws a healthy amount of walks, plays quicker. He's the son of Royals president and baseball operations. The son of Royals president of baseball operations, Dayton Moore. Interesting. Very interesting. Could he be drafted by the Royals? How funny would that be? He's a quality defender at second base with quick hands and an outstanding internal clock. I mean, that's hilarious to me. That's hilarious. He's the son of Dayton Moore, who is the president of baseball operations for the Kansas City Royals. Where are the Royals picking? (2022) MLB Draft Order. Where are the Royals picking? That's hilarious to me. Like, what if your dad, like, just passed up on you in the draft? The Royals are number 9. That's funny. That's kind of hilarious. I enjoy that quite a lot. I mean, he's going to be right there. You know, when it comes to the rankings and the draft spot. Could he get drafted by the Royals? That's pretty funny. So, hey, Robert Moore, man, could be a future solid second baseman. And he's a switch hitter, too. So, here we are. We're in the top 10. Gavin Cross, outfielder out of Virginia Tech, left-handed bat. Oh, boy. We got a lot going on here, ladies and gentlemen. 6'3", 205 pounds. Already got a pretty good frame. 55 hit, 55 power, 55 run, 50 arm. And he's 50 in the field. Overall, 55. Gotta like it, man. Gotta like it. That's a very balanced scouting report. Does have the chance to be an above-average hitter with above-average power. Doesn't walk a ton, so would like to see those walks come up. Some evaluators have concern about his contact rates and strike zone control, but he's shown he can drive the ball consistently. I would like it to be I want to see more of that plate discipline. It could always get better for sure, but overall, though, there's a lot to like. There's a lot of projection. So I feel like I've said that word like a million times, but overall, though, I like the 55 hit and power. So I really wish they would add another scouting grade. I wish they would put like a plate discipline grade. I feel like that would be really nice, you know? So, but I guess that just ties into the hit tool. But it's a little deceiving. If you got a 55 hit, I'm thinking you're a guy that's going to be able to control the strike zone. So I don't know. Anyway, but Gavin Cross, look out for him. There's a lot to like. Here we go. Here we go. This is a guy I'm looking out for. Right here. Right here. Dylan Lesko. Oh my. He's committed to Vanderbilt. He's 18 years old. 6'2", 195. He kind of reminds me of Walker Buehler in a way. But man, oh man, there's a lot to like. 60 fastball, 55 curveball, but he's got a 65 changeup too, and he has 55 control, and he's only 18 years old. I mean, good grief. There's a lot to like with Dylan Lesko. This is probably one of my favorite prospects in this draft. I'm excited to watch this guy, man. I'm excited. Again, he kind of reminds me of Walker Buehler. I really like what this guy has, man. He's got a good delivery too. He is just advanced. Like, look at this fastball. Look at the life on that fastball. It's like a laser. Man, that is nuts, man. That has life. I love this guy's delivery, man. This is probably my favorite prospect. I mean, this is at least my favorite pitching prospect. Look at the life on this fastball. It is nuts. Like, man, oh man, he reminds me of Walker Buehler in a way. Just good delivery. Oh, that curveball. Ooh, give me the changeup. Show me the changeup, please. Please show me the changeup. Come on. It looked like a changeup right there. Maybe? I can't tell. I need to see his changeup. Do we got a changeup here? Here we go. The Bugs Bunny changeup. Baseball America, here's the video. I need a different angle. Fastballs. Fastball. 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 Change up anywhere? Oh, that was a change. That looked like a change up. It faded away. Maybe. I can't tell. But there's a lot to like here. One more. Oh, no, that's the beginning. But I like Dylan Lesko, man. I like this guy. I mean, there's just a lot to like. Man, the fastball just it explodes. It is high velocity, but it has life. Like, that's what I love about it. I love it. I'm really excited to see where he goes. Moving on, number 8, Chase DeLauder, outfielder out of James Madison, left-handed bat, 55 hits, 60 power. This already kind of reminds me of Zach Veen. This is look at this guy here. He's got 55 hits, 60 power, 55 runs, 60 arm. Oh my. Best player by far to come out of James Madison University has been Billy Sample. But this guy definitely could be taking the cake. But DeLauder could be a middle-of-the-order type of hitter. He's put up gaudy numbers at JMU in a relatively short sample size heading into 2022, beating up the pitching in the mid-major Colonial Athletic Conference. So, oh, man. Ugh. Yeah, there's a lot to like here, man. He at least plus raw power, even though there's a little drift to his lower half that causes him to be more of a front foot hitter. He's so big and strong, he can still out leverage pitching. Some might question the length in his swing path, but he had no problem getting to his power with wood on the Cape. So he runs well, especially for his size, helps him now in center field, could move to a corner outfield. He reminds me of Zach Veen. Kind of reminds me of that same sort of draft profile a little bit. He's 6'4", 235. So, what video we got on Chase DeLauder? He's a left-handed bat. It's these college video. You can't watch college video. Let me see here. What video we got? Anything? Baseball Prospect Journal. You got something for us? He's a big dude. You can already see it. Like, just in that little picture they showed right there. Oh yeah. He reminds me of Zach Veen. Maybe like Zach Veen had that Cody Bellinger kind of swing. Yeah, you can kind of see it with his feet. Kind of drags a little bit. Yeah, I can see what they're talking about. More of a front foot hitter. He's got a good follow through on the swing. I hate scouting videos that I literally can't stand scouting videos where they show them taking pitches. I don't care about that. Show me of them getting hits. I don't care about him taking a pitch. What does that tell me? I mean, that he can take a ball? Like, that was good. I don't care if you foul it. But look at that. That was a good swing right there. What just happened right here? Yeah, he's got a good swing. Yeah, but you can see he is definitely a front foot hitter. Like, you can see all of the weight goes to, like, he gets on that front foot a lot. So let me see. I got one more. Again, taking a pitch. I don't care about that. Slow-mo. Yeah, that back foot drags. So that could be something. But man, there's a lot to like with him, man. There's a lot of frame. There's a lot, man. So be on the lookout for Chase DeLauder, man. Brock Jones. Already like the name. Stanford outfielder, 6'1". 185 pounds, left-handed bat, 50 power. No, sorry, 50 hit, 55 power, 60 run. Not much of an arm. Okay in the field. But good athleticism, good power. So a tremendous athlete from the Fresno area. He oozes with confidence, started to really tap into his tools in 2021, has an intriguing power speed combination using a fairly simple and conservative setup to get into a good position to hit, makes good swing decisions, short stroke, very strong hands, plus pull raw power. When he's close to maxed out While he's close to maxed out from a physicality standpoint, that's not a concern because of plus speed that pairs nicely with his instincts on the base pass. I don't think he's maxed out. What are you talking about? He's 185 pounds at 6'1". This dude could easily add 20 pounds. Come on now. He could easily add 10 pounds. Like, what do you mean he's almost maxed out? Get out of here. Brock Jones. Come on, man. I think you could add a little more to you. A fringy arm, but he's a good athlete. So, I mean, I feel like he could be fine in center field. If you got a good run like that, I think you'll be fine. So, but look out for Brock Jones. Jace Jung. Hey. Let me just show you right here. If you're thinking, oh, that name sounds a little familiar. Well, that's because we have... No, what are we doing? We have Josh Jung. Jace Jung is his little brother. So Josh Jung also went to Texas Tech. When Josh Jung got drafted, Jace Jung got he went to Texas Tech. So oh no, what happened? No, what happened to the There we go. But yeah, Jace Jung, the little brother, he's a second baseman. He's not the third baseman like Josh Jung, but holy cow, he's got a 60 hit, 60 power. That's like Spencer Torkelson almost, like getting into that kind of into a scouting report. 60 hit, 60 power. Are you kidding me? Not much range, but he's a second baseman. You don't ever see a 60 hit, 60 power for a second baseman. You don't see that very much. Not much of a guy in the field and on the bases, but good grief. It sounds like this guy can hit. I mean, we got any video, man? We got to have some video. We got to get some video on Jace Jung. 3 home runs on the TTU baseball page. Oh, yeah. You can already see it. Boom. Oh, wow. Look at that swing. Good grief. Oh, yeah. This guy's going to be a hitter, man. Let's get to the next. He had 3 home runs in this game. Here we go. Not much of an aggressive swing, more of a sweeping swing there, but, I mean, the fact that the ball just leaves the yard so easily. And at this point in the season, I'm not sure. At this point, they were 21-7. He had a 400 batting average, 14 homers, and 41 RBIs. What a hitter, man. Look at that. Look at the way he holds the bat. Holds the bat a little differently than most guys. Taking a look here. Oh, yeah. This guy's got a swing, man. And he can hit left-handed pitching, too. This guy just hit it out with authority. Oh, yeah. Jace Jung, man. I think a team is going to be really happy with him. This guy's got all the potential with his bat. You just got to get him going in the field. His aggressive nature helps him play better than his below average speed on the bases, but his defensive home remains in question. He has fringy arm strength, was erratic at third base, and may not be more than adequate at second base. So that's going to be with these teams. The hitting is not the problem. I think it's just getting him maybe a little more agility with him. I think that's going to be the thing, because this guy can hit. I mean, you just saw the 3 home runs that we watched. Good grief. Man, that first home run that he hit, I got to go back and watch that again. I mean, look at this. This was a heck of a swing. Boom. It was opposite field. Good grief. It was center oppo. Man. Jesus. What a tank. That was mashed. And he hit it with authority, man. Jace Jung, that's an exciting one. But the fielding is an issue. Brooks Lee, shortstop. We're in the top 5. Switch hitter. 65 hit. Ooh, we got a big hit tool right there, and power, and a good arm, and he's good in the field. Brooks Lee out of Cal Poly. What is that again? It's Cali Polytechnic. Is that what it's called? But he was the co-Big West Player of the Year. Hit 342 with a 384 on base, 626 slugging. Talk to any scout about the switch-hitting infielder, and the first thing that comes up are his otherworldly bat-to-ball skills. He struck out in just 13.6% of his plate appearances at Cal Poly and made consistent, hard contact all summer, especially during a 21-game stretch on the Cape that saw him hit 405 with a 432 on base, 667 slugging, 6 homers, and 84 at-bats. He can drive the ball from both sides of the plate, and he's gotten more physical. It's easy to project him having better than average power in the future. So, I mean, he's got a good arm out there, too. He's fine with the run. He's fine with the field. Could he end up being more of a second baseman? Maybe a third baseman? The physicality means that he's very likely to move off of short, with third the most likely destination. So let's see what we got for video. Are we going to have any video? He's college, so I don't think. Oh, no, we do. Oh, we do. We do. He's a big dude. How tall is this guy? Oh, he looks bigger in the video. 6'1". Got any in-game? He's a switch hitter. So let's go to the left. Let me go back to the left side. Good swing right there. I got to watch out for MLB.com so I got to pause some of these. So I don't mean to be annoying, but got a good swing from the left side. He's got an aggressive swing. I mean, I know it's his batting practice, but let me see here. Right-handed swing. How are we doing on the right-handed swing? I feel like it's pretty equal from both sides. I feel like there's not much of a difference. He's got a two-handed follow-through on his right-handed swing. He's got a one-handed follow-through with his left-handed swing. So, is there any in-game coverage of him? Brooks Lee. I need some in-game video. You got any in-game? Let's see. Baseball Prospect Journal. Here we go. What the? Again, showing me. I know you want to show me the whole at bat. I don't want to see the whole at bat. Give me just the hit. Taking a look at this. Looked like he kind of lunged a little bit forward at it. Maybe didn't stay back enough, but here's from the left side. Here we go. Alrighty, what do we got here? Brooks Lee from the left side. Hey, he's got a nice follow through. I think he's a natural left-hander. I think he's naturally left-handed, just based off of the follow-through. He's got a nice left-handed swing. I like it a lot. Yeah, it looks like he looks like he's more comfortable left-handed, but I mean, I'm sure he's just as fine right-handed. Do they actually say here? Doesn't say. So, oh, he actually did have surgery on his knee and his hamstring. Interesting. So, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like there. 65 hits, 65 or 55 power. Man, Brooks Lee, man, switch hitter. When you're a switch hitter and you got a 65 hit, like, that says a lot right there. Jacob Berry, third base prospect out of Louisiana State. 60 hits, 65 power. Ooh, we're getting some good hitters. We're getting some good hitters up here. You know what I'm noticing, though? I'm noticing a bit of a trend. We're getting good hitters, but we're not getting as much of a run tool with some of these guys. We're not getting much of a fielding tool with some of these guys. Very interesting. So I remember in last year's draft, I felt like we had more balanced guys. you know? Felt like we had like guys like Khalil Watson, you know? You're a great hit tool, good power, he's good in the field. You know, Marcelo Mayer, you know, he was fine in the field, but a really good hitter. He had going so blank on names right now. Wow, I'm going so blank. The other shortstop. Oh my God. Who was it again? Oh, Jordan Lawler. Like he was just an all-around really good player. I feel like you're seeing a lot of really good hitters, but you're not seeing as much with the run or the field. But Jacob Berry, 60 hits, 65 power. Are you kidding me? Taking a look here, he has drawn comparisons to a switch-hitting version of Andrew Vaughn, number 3 pick back in 2019, for his ability to hit for power and average while controlling the strike zone. He hammers fastballs and handles breaking balls and changeups well. Has a quality swing and approach from both sides, makes repeated hard contacts, shows a propensity for driving the ball in the air. So, with LSU, so he played third base mostly. So you just want to see that field come up. If you're a third baseman, you don't really need much of a run. The arm is fine, but you definitely want more of a field. So he has below average speed and arm strength, and he looks rigid at the hot corner. So most scouts believe he'll have to move elsewhere as a pro. Could you be a first baseman at that point? He looked decent in a brief look in right field. Interesting. Before straining a hamstring, but likely winds up at first base, where he'll have no problem fitting the offensive profile. We got any video here? Jacob Berry coming in at number 4. Another switch hitter. Good swing. Really nice swing. Really nice. Good quick hands.
Freshman of the year recognition in 2020.
So this is from the right side. Oh, yeah. I could definitely see the Andrew Vaughn comps. Good power on that swing. Oh, yeah. This dude's beefy. He is beefy. 6 foot, 205 pounds. So, oh, yeah. I definitely think with that hit tool and that power tool, you got a guy who could be a future corner infielder for you easily. Let's get into the top 3. This is the guy who I think personally, 95 people are still here. I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. This is the guy personally that I feel like ends up going number 1. That's my personal opinion, because this guy to me is just all around really good. He's just all around good. The only thing that's holding him back a little bit is he tends to strike out. But this is a guy that's got a lot of comparisons already to a Ronald Acuna Jr. The 50 hit needs to come up, but that's because of the swing and miss. He tends to strike out, but the power's there. A 70 run, a 60 arm, a 60 field. This guy is projection city Elijah Green. He's committed to Miami right now. He's not going to get there. He's 6'3", 225. This dude is like a linebacker already. Holy cow. I really like him a lot. I think he ends up going number 1. I definitely think he ends up going number 1. I just think he's more of a slide step guy, but holy cow, the hands on this guy. He has that bit of a weird slide step. It's a very short slide step. You don't see that very often. But oh my goodness, he is quick. He is athletic. He's got bat speed. So, again, he tends to swing and miss. He struck out kind of a bit last year, more than what you would like to see, but the athleticism on this guy. He fields well. He's fast. He was just in the Futures game, but he can hit to all fields. It's just a matter of him getting the bat on the ball. But he can. It's just he doesn't do it as much as scouts want him to. He's only 18 years old, and he looks like he already plays in Major League Baseball. The guy's a tank. He's 6'3", 225 at 18 years old. To me, I think he goes number 1. That's just what I think personally. Projection City. He's the son of former tight end Eric Green. Probably could have played football, honestly. So the only thing, again, is the swing and miss. So he did struggle a bit over the summer against elevated velocity. An elite runner, can steal bases, covers a lot of ground. I think he ends up going number 1. If he cleans up the swing and miss, if he cleans up the strikeouts, I think he goes number 1. I think that's... scouts are going to be very heavily focused on Elijah Green. This guy, I think, is the best hitter overall in this draft. Overall. Termarr Johnson. Holy cow. Watching this guy hit is insane. He has a 70 hit, 60 power. He reminds me of Rafael Devers. He reminds me of a Rafael Devers, honestly. Like, the hit is incredible. The way the ball comes off the bat, 60 power. He's good in the field. I think Termarr Johnson has a chance of going number 1 too. I mean, the only thing about him is that he's listed as a second baseman. That's where scouts think he's going to end up playing. Second basemen tend not to go very high in the drafts. But this is a different draft class. This is an interesting one. His hit tool is insane. Just look at the way this guy hits. He's easily the best hitter in this draft. Termarr Johnson. Like, oh my God. But he's got a delicious swing. Oh, just watch it. Look at the recoil. Oh my God. Look at the way he winds up. He just hits to all fields. Oh my God. That swing is just beautiful. I love it. Just so, it just looks great, man. Looks great. Look at the swing, man. This is like Khalil Watson last year. Khalil Watson, to me, had the best swing. Like, to me, like my favorite swing. And just look at this guy. Just, oof. He reminds me of Rafael Devers. Like, that's who he is, I think. I mean, such a smooth swing. Oh, it's so nice, man. He can play short. But it's a matter of will he be able to stay there. So, scouts think he's going to be more of a second baseman. But overall, though, this guy could go number 1. I really think that. He reminds me of, again, Rafael Devers. That's who he reminds me of. Just a nice swing, power, got a good frame. It says here, he was a shortstop in high school. Johnson will change positions as a pro because his quickness and arm are more average than plus. His hands work well in the field as well as at the plate, and he profiles best as a second baseman, where he should be at least a solid defender. He had yet to commit to a college at the start of his high school senior year because it's likely a moot point because he'll get drafted in the first few picks. So, yeah, Termarr Johnson, man, keep an eye out for him. I think he could go number 1. Elijah Green, I'm predicting as of right now to go number 1. If he cleans up the strikeouts. But Termarr Johnson, I think could definitely go number 1 too. Now we're at number 1. Druw Jones. Well, you're probably thinking to yourself, Druw Jones. Is that Andrew Jones? So that's his son. We got so many sons in this draft. I love it. I love it. I love it. You got Carl Crawford's son, Matt Holliday's son, Andrew Jones's son. I love that he called him Druw Jones. I love that. Man, oh man. It kind of reminds me, like, my name is Robbie. For in case anyone was ever wondering this, probably not. But my real name actually is Robbie. My real name is not Robert. My dad's name is Robert. My parents named me Robbie because it was short for Robert. And I don't know. I just loved how his name is Druw. Is his actual real name Andrew? But if his real name is Druw, I think that's cool. 6'4", 180 pounds. There's a lot to like, man. He's definitely the best defensive player, easily. He's super athletic. 70 runs, 65 arm, a 70 field. Already got a 55 hit, 60 power. His swing is a little awkward to me. When I'm watching his swing, it's a little awkward. But he gets the bat on the ball, and when he gets the bat on the ball, he has good power. Right-handed swing, still somewhat of a work in progress. He understands it well, shows the ability to make adjustments, and does damage against quality pitching. You know, I mean, obviously, you've had a guy like Druw Jones, who I think is a Hall of Famer, a guy like that as a mentor for you for years. To me, there's no brain. That makes sense to me, saying that he understands his swing and he can make adjustments. Plenty of bat speed, drives the ball, 6'4". Again, it's a really good frame. He's a plus runner. Hey, just like his dad. He's got all the tools to be a very good defensive center fielder. Let's take a look here. When I'm looking at his swing, I feel like there's still something. He needs a little more strength on his frame. Like, it's just a little awkward to me. Just like the way the bat kind of travels through the zone a little bit. He's got a one-handed follow through. To me, it looks a little awkward. But when he gets the bat on the ball, it's crazy. Like, he just takes it out. So he's extremely fast. But I think, again, you can see where it's not really like a finished product. So, but the projection's there. You gotta love it, man. The fact that he already has just great instincts in the field as well as the athleticism, and that the bat can easily just become more of a finished product. I think these top 3 guys, I think have a heck of a future. If I were to put money on right now, I think Elijah Green, I think he really could go number 1 because this guy's just a tank. But the swing and miss stuff, that could be a concern unless he shows that it's, if he hasn't really shown he's cleaned it up, I don't think he goes number 1. I think he'll go top 5. Termarr Johnson, I think, is a dark horse for a number 1 because it's a beautiful left-handed swing. And he can play second base well. Druw Jones, I think it comes down to how do the teams feel about his hit tool? I really feel like if they... What is this number 1? Who has the number 1 pick again? It's who's number 1 again? Was it was it the Orioles? Oh, the Orioles. So, I mean, the Orioles, I think it comes down to what are they going to want? What are they going to appreciate more? Are they going to want the more advanced hitter, or are they going to want the outfielder? Who is incredible in the outfield already. If I were to, I don't know, man. I would think with the Orioles, man, you got a tough pick at number 1 because you can go either way with one of these guys. You can go, like, to me, Elijah Green is like this really all-around kind of a guy who has swing and miss. Druw Jones, good bat, but way better in the field right now. Where Termarr Johnson, probably the best bat in this class. And, like, basically, he reminds me of Rafael Devers right now. But you're not really going to get much defensively. Like, you're going to get, second base at most. So I really wonder, man, the Orioles are going to have a tough pick. Or could they go the Henry Davis route and, or the Pirates route where they went with Henry Davis. You had last year Jordan Lawler, Marcelo Mayer. Teams are going back and forth on who would go number 1. And then all of a sudden it ended up being Henry Davis. So could you go another route? Could you go Dylan Lesko as the number 1 pick? Something like that. I don't know. Could you go with someone like a Brooks Lee, who's a switch hitter? Or he can play short. Could you go with someone like that? I think it could be really interesting. I think Brooks Lee and Dylan Lesko are dark horse picks for the first pick as of right now, in my opinion. If I had the number 1 pick, that Termarr Johnson swing, man, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Watching him hit, man, at only 17 years old. Oh, that's a bat that I dream of in the middle of my lineup. That guy, the way he hits, man, it's amazing. if I were to predict number 1 pick right now, let's just say I take back what I said about Elijah Green. Let's say Elijah Green doesn't fix the swing and miss in his game. Let's say he kind of still struggles striking out. If I'm the Orioles, man, I don't know. Maybe you go Druw Jones, because you already have such quite the hitter right there, or quite the defender, sorry, where you can keep improving that bat. That's a really tough pick, man. If you had to pick between Druw Jones and Termarr, I think Druw Jones probably has a bit of a higher ceiling, whereas as an all-around player, so maybe you go that route. But with Termarr Johnson, man, you got just an incredible swing already. But let me know what you think down below in the comments, everyone. Who would you take number 1? I appreciate you sticking with me tonight. We've been here for over 2 hours, almost 3 hours on the dot. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. I had a lot of fun looking at all these prospects, learning about some of these prospects, getting a feel, for, hey, we're still very far away from this draft, but hey, maybe we can look at the lockout as a bit of a blessing in disguise. It gave us a chance to really get an idea of some of these guys' tools, what they have to offer, especially the top guys here. I like me some draft. What can I say? But everyone, that's all I have for tonight. I'm going to get to bed. I'm pretty tired. But I want to thank you all. 81 people still here hanging out. Have yourself a good night, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow night with something else. So have yourself a good night. Have a good day tomorrow. And I'll talk to you next time.